All right, welcome to day 2 of the quarterfinals, day 11 of the tournament. And, yeah, this is going to be... okay, somebody needs to clip every time I start the day, and because I say the same thing. It's going to be a great day. Today is crazy. Today's a crazy day. There's crazy matches, and they're all crazy. But actually, this is probably the craziest day of the tournament so far. There's 4 top 10 clashes. Every match is to top 10. Like, it can't get any better. Well, it could. Sinkeraz and whatever. But, like, this is, on paper, the best day we've had, right? Yesterday we had, you know, obviously Tien and Svitolina and Jovic, you know, playing against top 10 players. Then we had the big clash last night with Demonor and Alcaraz. But today it's like top 10, top 10, top 10, top 10. If we don't get one good match today, I'm going to lose it. I will lose it. That would be madness. By the way, speaking of top 10 clashes, we're guaranteed on the bottom half of the draw for the men and the women, top 10 clashes. On the men's side, we've only got top 10 clashes left. Svitolina is the only player left in the draw that's not in the top 10, but she's currently in the top 10 live rankings, and she's been former top 10 player. And is not unknown in the top 10. So it's like, it's not like it's no random people, like crazy. Roof closed? No, it's not that hot. It's just really humid today. I went outside and humidity is like, it's not like it's humid for Australia, for Melbourne. Some of us thought the matches yesterday were enthralling. The Zverev match was great. The Coco match was strange, but still, like, that match was good. Like, that match was interesting. The Jovic match, you know, she put on a good fight, but I think we all thought that was gonna, like, the Jovic and the Alcaraz match, the Sabalenka Jovic Demon or Alcaraz matches. They were predictable, right? They went the way that we expected. There wasn't anything shocking there, but the shock of Coco having a bad day was definitely up there. And I love how Coco addressed the press conference and gave a reason why she broke her racket. Because, you know, in the privacy of the back behind the scenes, and I also love the fact that the clip that was posted about showing her breaking a racket, a lot of the people commenting on that video were like, why would you release this? Like, this is not our business. Like, what are you trying to do? And I like that. It's good. The internet, you know, comments on the internet actually, you know, win, right? That's nice. People being like, why do we need to see this? What are you trying to do? Obviously, there's always those people that are like, oh my God, she's the worst person ever because she broke one racket once. But I loved her reasoning behind it. She's like, well, if I don't break this racket, then I'm going to get snappy at my team and they don't deserve that. And I also don't want to break a racket on court because kids are watching. And I'm like, God, Coco. How can everyone not love you? Like, like, God damn it! Like, what a great, what did she say? Yeah, so she said that. Play the clip. I can't play the clip. Yeah, I'm just like, yes, like, there's no better. That's the best reason ever. And if it hadn't been filmed, nobody would have known, and everybody would have been like, yeah, Coco's great. I'm like, that. What a great, you know, she's like, I just got to get my frustrations out, but I didn't want to do it in front of the children watching in the stadium, and I didn't want to yell at my team. So I'm like, what a great role model for the sport. What's the time in Cam Place right now? It is 11:30 a.m. Yeah, she did it in private, but unfortunately in the Australian Open there is no private because there's cameras all around behind the scenes that are broadcasting it. And look, and you know, it is a shame that, you know, it's a shame that whatever the broadcaster that was like, oh, look what Coco did, like trying to get people, you know, trying to like, I know they're trying to like show, oh, this is the frustrations of losing a match, but also it's like, you know that people are going to get like on her case about it, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's like, just leave it. Yeah. I think I was a little bit like classless, you know, releasing a private moment. Same with like the Swiatek crying. I think that's like, we don't need to see that, you know, and they don't need to be judged for what they're doing in like out, like off the court, you know, behind the scenes, in private moments, you know. See, everyone went to the defense of especially American media, yet trashed Sabalenka for doing the same. I didn't trash Sabalenka for doing the same. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't put me in there. I thought Sabalenka had every right to break rackets after the French Open final too. I was like, yeah. Like, yeah. I didn't fault Sabalenka either. So, no excuse for Gauff to do that so long after her frustration accumulated. Her staff should have helped her out in another manner. See, this is what happens, right? This is what makes showing that kind of footage problematic, because then people come in and be like, I can't, and like, you know, because you've been in that situation before, you know, and you've obviously, you know, played Grand Slam quarterfinals and conducted yourself, you know, as a perfect human being, clearly, right? I mean, we've all been there. So yeah. Yeah, and Coco stood up for Aryna, exactly. Because people were trying to get, like, you know, people were trying to put them against each other after that French Open, but Coco's classy. I mean, yeah. I think at this point, if anybody's hating on Coco, they just don't like her, and there's nothing she can do about it. She can't do anything better. She does nothing wrong. like she says the right thing, she does the right things, and people still find a way to, like, not like her. And it's like, well, you're just not going to impress. Who cares about those people? Like, she couldn't be a better role model, really. And it was a shame that she didn't play the way that she wanted to yesterday as well, which is, you know, it was a shame. It was set up for a good match. Why was Sabalenka criticized? I don't know. You're gonna have to ask them, whoever criticized her, because I don't know. Marry me, Coco. Well, she's not here right now. She's not here. But yeah, Coco. I mean, again, Coco Gauff unfairly criticized for, like, the silliest of reasons. Swiatek in 3. Well, yeah, let's get to this match, because we've got Swiatek versus Rybakina. Like, this could be the final, right? It could have been the final, and it's in the quarters. So let's see. Let's see how Swiatek does, because here's a little bit of history, right? So if you remember, 3 years ago, Rybakina and Swiatek had only played once, right? And it was a win to Rybakina. They played an exhibition at the end of 2022. Rybakina destroyed Swiatek. And then they played 4th round of this tournament. Rybakina was still... This was post-Wimbledon, but she wasn't in the top 10 yet because she didn't get the ranking points, right? So her ranking was still, like, you know, outside the top 10 because she didn't get any points for that Wimbledon win. But she was a Wimbledon champion, right? And going into that match, it was scary because Rybakina had the scary weapons that we have seen Swiatek struggle with, right? And Rybakina won. She made the final. She almost won the whole title. Then, for a while there, Rybakina was beating Swiatek on clay. She was beating her on hard courts. Rybakina was a big problem. And what changed was Wim Fizek came on. And I don't know what he knew that Swiatek's previous team didn't know, or coach didn't know, but somehow he had the key to beat Rybakina. And she's beaten her ever since, until the end of last year, where Rybakina came back from a set down to destroy Swiatek. They did play an exhibition. Remember, we talked about this in December when we watched the match. They played in Macau, maybe? Anyway, I think they played in China. And we watched that, and we talked about how, like, okay, well, this is a good opportunity for Swiatek to get a win and kind of... Because remember, we all remember the match they played at the WTA Finals. Because most people didn't watch the exhibition, but they played the exhibition. So Swiatek's probably thinking, and her team are going, well, the last time we played her, we beat her. Whereas Rybakina's team going, the last time we played in a real match, we beat her, right? So you got to think of that as well, that they're coming in with that mindset as well of Swiatek going, well, yeah, I beat her in Macau. that counts to me for confidence, right? And plus, on the women's side of things, I don't know what it is, but they take exhibitions very seriously. We've watched a lot of exhibition matches, men and women. The men are mucking around, but the ladies, like we saw Pegula and Isamova play as well. Remember when they played 2 matches in Miami and the other, where was it, New Jersey? They were super serious there too, and that's going to come up next. So we'll refer to those matches too. But yeah, I don't know what it is, but when the ladies play exhibitions, they do not muck around. Except for Sabalenka. She's the only one that seems to like take it lightheartedly and have fun with it. But everybody else takes it as an opportunity to kick some ass. So, yeah. So we're going to see what happens. Rybakina's going to serve first. Rybakina's the favorite, which I think is a little interesting, considering that Swiatek's kind of dominated the rivalry over the last 12 months. She's won, I think, 4 of the last 5. But Rybakina winning that WTA Finals match obviously has swayed a lot of people, thinking that Swiatek should not be the favorite. Now, it is warm. It's fast conditions, so you would say good for Rybakina's game. But I don't know. I picked Swiatek to win, but I think 4 out of 5 is, 4 out of 5 wins is not nothing. Like they're obviously figured out a game plan to beat Rybakina. And why would that change after 1 loss? So we'll see. But I think it's a 50-50. It shouldn't be I don't think either player should be the favorite in this one. It should be 50-50. The last time they played, I mean, Rybakina, like Swiatek won the first set, and then Rybakina came storming back. But then that week, Rybakina took out everybody. So Rybakina was on a crazy streak that week. Why is this in the day session? Because tomorrow night is the semis. So the reason why both the women's matches are during the day is so they get the most time to prepare for tomorrow. Because if you put Swiatek and Rybakina tonight, then tomorrow night they got to play again, and that's not fair. So they're trying to make it as fair as they can. Because yesterday's matches, they get a day off. Tonight, they don't get a day off. They have to play tomorrow in the semis, so that's why. Swiatek probably wanted to, but they don't have a choice at this point. Swiatek doesn't get to choose a day session because they have to play the day. That's how it works. People are underestimating Swiatek because she lost twice recently. Well, yeah, she lost to Gauff and Bencic, but they're both gone. So, and also, I also think that like we watched like every Swiatek match since like 2022, right? So we've seen so much. We know more about Swiatek than like we could be on her team, right? We maybe not, but we know that like when she plays for Poland, there's a totally different pressure, and 2 losses when she's playing for Poland is a little different than 2 losses had she not been playing for anybody but herself and her team, right? So the pressure of playing for Poland, I think that ramps things up a lot. Plus also, Coco and Bencic playing for their countries will motivate them as well, right? So you got to think of that team aspect being a little bit different. Also the fact that, in those team competitions, you don't have to win. Swiatek won the United Cup. She didn't win every match. So you don't have to win your match. So there's more pressure because you're representing your country, but there's also less pressure to have to win because your team can, do the rest for you if you don't play well that day, right? But this is different. This is a totally different situation. She's not playing for Poland necessarily. She's obviously representing Poland, but she's not playing. It's not a team event. And also she's playing a player that she's beaten. With Coco, she's actually had a pretty bad time against Gauff the last few. So she's kind of, probably happy that Gauff lost yesterday, not have to play her in the future. But Rybakina, she knows how to beat. She's beaten her 4 out of 5. But Rybakina, if she's playing the way she's been playing this week, Swiatek's going to have to really lock down, because she's going to have to no errors, super clean hitting. Because if Rybakina's serving well, it's going to be real tough. All right, here we go. I've gone Swiatek in 3. Rybakina's going to serve. The tournament is real. Everything's real now. There's only 6 players left. One of them will be the Australian Open champion on Saturday. As Rybakina serves. to the forehand. Swiatek in the net. All right. First point goes to Rybakina. 15-love. But here we go. This is where everything gets real serious. 15-love. Rybakina serving down the end where the sun is, so it might be a little bit of a problem for both players on serve at the start. There's a bit of fault. Second serve. As a return to the backhand of Rybakina. Swiatek gets a backhand winner, and it's 15-0. Mike, don't take it personally. We're just shooting the shit, all right? All right. 15-0. Beautiful backhand winner. First serve's a fault, second serve. Serve again to the backhand of Swiatek. Good return winner. Ooh, Swiatek's backhand's working. 15-30. Swiatek's backhand is working. It's already 2 backhand winners. And it's with a fault second serve. Serve in the backhand of Swiatek. Forehand now from Rybakina. Swiatek backhand down the line again. Rybakina in trouble. Swiatek backhand down the line again. Slice from Rybakina goes to the backhand of Swiatek. She goes cross court. Slice. Rybakina goes wide. Now, chat. You know that at some point today, when we're watching Iga Swiatek, I'm going to tell you about why she's the best player of this generation, her accomplishments. The thing that nobody's talking about is that she's 3 wins away from a career slam. Nobody's talking about that because I don't think, maybe people don't think that like she can beat Rybakina and Anisimova Sabalenka back to back. But if she wins this in straights, which we're a long way from that, I think we're going to start talking about, is she going to win the whole thing? Is she going to win? Is she going to complete the set before Alcaraz and Sinner? And I got to be honest, I didn't think the Australian Open, I thought she would win this eventually, but I didn't think this would be the one she had to get. I thought Wimbledon would be the last one. And she's only 2 wins away. Sorry, 3 wins away. She breaks. We're backing her a little bit shaky to start. All right. Didn't remember the career slam. Yeah, I know no one's talking about it because I guess it's because there's still so many tough players around that it feels like she's. I mean, if she does it and if she beats Rybakina, Anisimova, and Sabalenka to do it, what a way to get it! Like what a run to get there. Like to beat 3 players that she's had troubles with to complete one of the biggest accomplishments in the game. Would be incredible. All right, good start. The backhand's firing. ESPN are commentating on it. Well, I don't have ESPN, so I don't know. I haven't heard anything from where I am. It's not been spoken about online that much. I'm not watching ESPN. I don't have ESPN. But that's good that they're speaking about it because it should be. It's a big deal. All right, Swiatek serves. It wasn't even asked in the press conference. Well, that's what I'm saying too. It feels like it's not being asked, like people aren't asking her, but maybe they want to put pressure on her. Maybe the journalists are trying to avoid asking because they don't want to put that on her, but I guess if she wins the semis and makes the final, they'll be asking, right? As a backhand lob by Rybakina. Swiatek comes in with a forehand. Rybakina slice lob again. Goes in. Bounce smash. Rybakina slicing the net. Man, Swiatek is all over Rybakina in the ground strokes. And in these rallies, 15-love. I might be overreacting, but Sabalenka's looking like a tennis god right now. Oh, Sabalenka looks... I mean, when watching her play, she kind of looks unstoppable. like the way when she's playing, Sabalenka looks like she's having, like, she's at peak right now. Feels like Sabalenka's like ridiculous. And I know people are going to be like, who she played? Yeah, I get it, but she did beat some tough. She has played some tough players with nothing to lose. But even last week, right? Well, the other week when she played Brisbane, she looked crazy there too. 15-0. I mean, I would love a Swiatek-Sabalenka final. We never had a Grand Slam final. And to have it like Sabalenka to reclaim the title, Swiatek to get the career slam, I mean, it would be such a great final. 1v2. I mean, you can have Sinkeraz too if you want, but Sabatek. I want Sabatek finals. As that goes wide by Rybakina, 30-15. And yeah, Swiatek never loses Grand Slam finals too, right? I mean, if we get there, we're still a long way away. Right? Svitolina has still got to play Sabalenka. We've got two ladies coming up later that would, especially Anisimova. We know she can beat Swiatek. We've seen that. Also, if it is Swiatek and Anisimova, they played at Wimbledon. They played the US. They play here. That's the only times and they play the WTA finals. They only play in the biggest of matches and the biggest of events. 7 to the 4 to Rybakina. Return the back to Swiatek, and Swiatek in the net. Rybakina got onto that one. Okay. Long, long way away. Oh, yeah. It's a long way away. And we're literally in the second game. 30-0. Swiatek serves. Into the front of Rybakina. Swiatek goes wide. And Rybakina starting to get onto the returns. And it's 30-40, breakback point. To get back to break straight away. Serve to the forehand of Rybakina. Swiatek backhand into the forehand of Rybakina. Swiatek cross-court forehand. Rybakina goes wide with her forehand. And we get to deuce. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Rybakina. Swiatek forehand to the backhand of Rybakina. Swiatek with her backhand as they go backhand to backhand. Rybakina goes down the line. Swiatek gets with the forehand cross court, but it's long. Advantage Rybakina. To get back break. Yeah, down the far end where Swiatek's serving, like Rybakina in the last game, down the far end is the sun is in their eyes, so keep that in mind. All right, 7 the forehand of Rybakina. Backhand at Swiatek. Rybakina backhand cross court. Swiatek gets it. Rybakina forehand cross court. Oh, just missed. Back to deuce. Can't stand Wozniacki's commentary. Her voice irks me. Yeah, I haven't heard her commentary, so I don't know. Back to deuce. As a return, nope, that's a let. All right, so return goes the backhand of Rybakina. Swiatek slice. And then Rybakina puts away the forehand, drive, volley, winner. And it's advantage Rybakina. All right, advantage Rybakina. Swiatek serves again. To the backhand of Rybakina. Backhand now from Swiatek is wide. Okay. 1-1. I don't know. Anyone else feel tense? Hey, London lady, thank you for the 39 months. Appreciate that. Thank you for sticking around. This feels like I don't know. It feels like a Grand Slam quarterfinal. I don't know. It's weird. How's that? It's like the stakes feel high. Crazy. All right, 1-1. Rybakina serves a fault. Second serve. Starting off like an anime battle. I know, right? It's insane. Ooh, Rybakina in the net with the backhand. And it's love 15. And Rybakina serves again. A fault, second serve. Serving the backhand of Swiatek. Rybakina goes with a slice long. Love 30. Both are a little nervous. Love 30. Serving to the forehand of Swiatek. Rybakina forehand goes long. Love 40. Swiatek's getting onto these returns. By the way, chat, what is John McEnroe practicing for? Like, is he playing later or where's Dutchy? 15-40. Why is John McEnroe practicing for a match, or is he just playing, having fun? He just booked a court because he can. He's not playing Legends matches, is he? Maybe he's playing Legends doubles or something. Pickleball? No, he's playing tennis. 15-40. Don't know either. I thought maybe he's playing like I don't know, the Legends matches or something. Anyways, Swiatek hits it wide on the forehand, 30-40. Love to see it. Love to see Johnny Mac on the court. We are lucky to have these legends in the game. But the fact that he's, what, like 65, what is he, 70? No, can't be that. He's not that old. Is he? Now, Rybakina gets the deuce. 66. And he's still got the same technique. The forehand side just... Oh, he's playing in the Dallas Open or something for a Legends match. Oh, is he? No, fair enough. All right, Rybakina comes in, puts it away. Advantage, Rybakina. I don't really appreciate McEnroe's comments about Rooney the other day, but that's cool. Why would he say? I feel like Johnny Mac's at that point where he's just like, he does like, it's not that he doesn't care, but he's just kind of like, well, he's been that forever, right? He's just like, this is what I think, and so be it. Like, just like, this is what I think, and that's it. Like, he doesn't, like, he's going to say whatever he wants. Even if it isn't, even if it's not, or if it doesn't make sense. You know, like there have been some things he said, and I'm like, oh, like when he, I mean, I think, I mean, the top, I mean, I don't know how many commentators know everything about everyone, right? Because that's impossible, right? But I remember there was like a couple of years ago, there was a guy that played one of the top guys, and Mac was like, I've never seen this guy. And you're like, he's like top 50. What? How do you not seen him? He's the Charles Barkley of tennis. Maybe. I mean, I guess. Anyways, back into the net from Swiatek, advantage. He basically said Runa deserved his Achilles injury in certain simple terms. Okay, well, that doesn't make sense. See, again, it's like, how does someone deserve an injury? Anyways, advantage Rybakina. But it's great to see him hitting. We always want, like, we're going like, oh, we want Roger and Rafa. It's like, and then you got 66-year-old John McEnroe still hitting, still playing. And you go, shit. Most people from his generation are probably not still playing, like, not at least not playing, like, or training for a match. Forehand goes down the line. That's out by Swiatek. 2-1. 2-1. Rybakina holds from love 40 down. From the quarterfinals onwards, 2026 AO ladies players are all the champions of champions. I know, right? Same with the men's side, though. I mean, the men's side, everybody from now on has won or has made it far. Like, you know, Musetti's the only one who hasn't won a 1,000 yet, right? Shelton has. Djokovic has, obviously. Sinner, yeah. But Musetti's won a bronze medal, and he's been in multiple semi-finals, so he doesn't look out of place, Musetti. And the way Musetti's played this week, I mean, the Mahatch match was a great confidence boost. The Fritz match was, like, he just didn't look like he was going to miss. So supposed to be Hewitt Rafter, Haas Baghdadis for Legends. Okay. Who could you see being a commentator who is a current player? I mean, Kyrgios already kind of is, right? He was for a couple of tournaments. Probably Medvedev. Like, personally, I would love to hear Medvedev. Like, I think Medvedev, the way that he breaks down the game and the way he talks about his own game, I think it's very interesting. And he's also funny, charismatic, but he's very smart. Like, he's very, very smart, Medvedev. I would love to see Medvedev. I think Medvedev as a commentator would be great. And everyone's saying, you know, Djokovic and De Minaur and Fritz. Yeah, fair enough. Personally, I think Medvedev. Medvedev's he's funny. But if you look at his game, I mean, Nick Kyrgios said it. Like, he goes, in juniors, this guy looked terrible. Like, nobody took this guy seriously in juniors, and now he's got a Grand Slam. He's number one in the world. Like, that, like, Medvedev's made the most of his, like, has maybe not, he's obviously been, 6'6", helps, but I think Medvedev, the fact that he's, in a generation like that is, was dominated by GOATs and then dominated by Sinkeras, Medvedev to get that number one in the world ranking and a Grand Slam in this kind of like changing of the guard period, he's able to steal one when no one else is able to get a slam except for Team in 2020. Like, I think that's huge. And he can talk from both sides. He can go, well, I played Djokovic, Nadal, Federer. Sorry, did he play Federer once, right? And then he can say, well, I played Sinkeras. So I would love, like, he feels like the perfect person. And he beat them. It's not like he's just, he's played them in Grand Slam finals. He's like, he is the perfect person. And and he's got a slam. He's got the credentials, right? I think Medi. And he's funny. And he just has a different way of going about things. He thinks differently. So I think Medi, personally. By the way, Chad, Sasha Zverev is funny. I watched his interview after yesterday. Sasha Zverev is funny. 40 love. Swiatek backhand goes in the backhand of Rybakina. Into the forehand Swiatek. Rybakina forehand again to the forehand Swiatek. And Swiatek overhits it. 40-15. Like, Zverev in the interview yesterday was very funny. It's like, yeah, when they talk, why do they keep asking him about Misha Zverev? I don't get it. Did Chris Eubanks not know that was already asked, that question? Or did he... or did he do it on purpose? I feel like he did it on purpose. He's like, I'm going to ask you about Sasha's Misha again, just because it's funny. Agassi is more insightful? Yeah, that wasn't the question. All right, 40-15. As with a forehand rally, passing shot goes wide by Swiatek, 40-30. Uh, 40-30. What he said about his brother and father. Yeah, that was funny when he's like, what was it? They said, he's like, how's it feel? Like, do you ever get sick of each other? And he's like, I get sick of them, but they don't get sick of me because I'm paying for everything. I'm like, that is, but his stone cold face after that, you're like, oh, that's true. He's like, oh, he meant that. That was the funniest part. All right, returning the net by Rebecca 2-0. Like, that was the funniest part when he was just like, when he just like stared straight into Chris Eubanks' face and went, yeah, but I pay for everything. And everyone's like, ha ha ha, and he just like did not even smile. Like, he meant that. And they're all just like, yeah. 2-0. 2-0. All right. It's been a long start to this match, by the way. We have had nearly 25 minutes played for 4 games. It's been intense. The first 2 games were breaks. The second 2 games were holds. Interesting as well that the 2 games that were broken were down on the sunny end, the far end where the sun's in your face. And the 2 holds were down the end where the sun's not in your face. So we'll see if that was a factor, because if Rybakina loses this game and she's down the sunny end, that sun must be really, really annoying right now. Love 15. Monfils had the greatest junior career. Surprised he never won a slam. Well, he's still got 3 more to go. Return goes the forehand of Rybakina, and she puts that away. And it's 15-0. Serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. That was the chair. Second serve. Double fault. And it's 15-30. And I think Rybakina is pointing at the sky and saying, yeah, the sun's in her face. how expensive were the tickets? The stands are empty. Yeah, I can see that. I'm noticing that too in the front rows. It's empty, but I'll give you a little insight why that might be. As the return goes out by Swiatek, 30-all. Rybakina trying to hold down the sunny end. As with a fault, second serve. And that sun is directly in the face of the players. Serving to the back of Swiatek. Return goes wide. And it's 40-30. 40-30. Serve again from Rybakina. Serve. There's a fault. Second serve. As that goes wide by Swiatek, it's 3-2, Rybakina. So it hasn't only, I'll get this out of the way first. It's such a shame because this happened the other day, and the first comment was, well, it's a women's match. That's, it's not really about it's not about WTA ATP, it's about the time of day. So currently it's at 12 o'clock, right? It's midday on a Wednesday. Now today's actually the first day back for a lot of kids at school. Plus, a lot of people went back to work either this week or last week. So there's a lot of people back at work, but also, yeah, there's a lot of expensive tickets in the front row. Right? That bottom tier of the stadium is very expensive, right? They're the premium seats, right? If you want a ticket up the back in the nosebleeds, that's you can get one of those for like whatever, a couple $100, whatever. But down the front, it's super expensive. But also, a lot of businesses would buy out those tickets for their clients. So they would buy them out. And this is not, again, this is more of a theory, but I know this from like working in the city that like, someone's got 2 tickets to the tennis, right? Because the office had a couple, 4 seats, for the tournament, whatever. So they also sell them to, they also get bought up by companies, and they might buy up, 3 seats here, 5 seats here, whatever. But because it's 12 o'clock on a Wednesday, all those people that would be sitting in the front row, the corporate seats, would be at work. So that's why, again, no one's there. Part of the reason why no one's there. So it's just a combination of, all of those things. It's like most tournaments. I mean, most tournaments you don't see people during the first match of the day because it's middle of the day and most people have to go to work, right? All right, love 15. I'm not sure what the tickets are for the front row. If I was to buy one, I'm guessing they're probably in the thousands. As a backhand rally, love 15 here. Swiatek serving in the sun. As Swiatek gets a backhand cross-court winner. Lovely hitting. See, I'm just having a look at tickets. Apparently, they're sold out for the day. There's no available tickets. So that means they've sold out. But obviously, there's not a sold-out crowd. There's empty seats throughout the arena. But all right, 30-15, good hitting by Swiatek. I wonder if there's what's the night session look like? Can I get a ticket to tonight's matches? Oh, tonight I can get a ticket. What if I want to sit? Okay. If you want to sit directly behind the court where Swiatek is serving, it's $800. So 800. Sorry, what the hell? $880, and there's one for $990 if you want to sit directly behind the court, in the front, not even in the front row. That's like to the side. Oh, there's a seat right next to the player entrance for $850. All right, 4-hand winner by Rybakina 30 all. Yeah, you can $849 for a seat directly next to the player entrance as they're walking in and out. So that's fun. But I mean, that's tonight to watch Sinner versus Shelton. You only get one match, or a doubles match, but you only get one singles match. So I wonder what last night would have been. Might have been more because you had two matches. How about the nosebleeds for tonight? As we get to 40-30. Nice hitting by Swiatek. If I was to buy... By the way, that's one seat. There's no, I couldn't get two seats. I had to go by myself. VIP packages are $1,400 each. All right, if I wanted to sit in the nosebleed, what are the cheapest seats? The lowest price, $230. That's actually not bad. To see Jannik Sinner play Ben Shelton. That doesn't seem super expensive. All right, 40-30. And the return goes into the forehand of Swiatek. Slice from Rybakina to the back of Swiatek. Cross court, the back of Rybakina. Ooh, she hits it in the net. All right, 3-0. It's only $200 to go see the women's semifinals tomorrow night. That's not bad. $176 for getting a resale ticket to the women's semis tomorrow. Chad, if I didn't have to work, I would go. $200 to see two women's semifinals is pretty epic. Grand Slam semifinals. Oh, the men's semifinals are split. The night session starts at $600. Woo! All right. Yeah, $599 for the night session, which will be possibly Djokovic Sinner, right? As a backhand down the line winner by Rybakina 15 love. Your starting price $600. That's it. You can buy tickets, so they have available tickets, but that's the cheapest ticket is $600 to see that match. And you only get one match because you don't get the day session. If you want to sit in the front row, $2,000 for that second semifinal tomorrow on Friday night. $2,000 to get like a front row seat. But then it's Djokovic versus Sinner. So I mean, if it's Djokovic Sinner, I mean it's not. I mean, is it? I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I could see why people would. 30 love. As a return, goes the front of Rybakina. That's just too good. Rybakina on the dead run, puts it away. What about the first match? All right, let me tell you. So the first semifinal is starting at $350 to see Zverev versus Alcaraz. But if you want to sit front row, it's about $900. So the Friday night, obviously Friday night's more in demand, right? But yeah, as Rybakina comes to the net, Swiatek puts it up and puts it wide, and it's 4-3. Yeah, $900 if you want to sit in the front row to watch Alcaraz Zverev in the daytime. Yeah, no. I don't want to go, so don't. We're not doing a GoFundMe for me to go to the tennis. I'm good. I want to be here. I want to watch it on the TV and talk about it. I don't want to go by myself and sit there with a bunch of strangers. Just yet. $2,000. Well, if you don't get Sinner versus Djokovic, right? Then Musetti versus Shelton. Is that worth $2,000? I mean, you've taken the risk to that at that point, right? Because the $2,000 price point would be for Sinner Djokovic, but you can't guarantee that's going to happen. Ground passes. I mean, I don't know. I think they were like $60. Oh my God, the kid Leroy is playing in the tonight for $100. Oh my God, that's so expensive. Why is that so expensive? Why is that expensive? Why? So if you want to go see Kid Leroy at AO Presents, what stadium is this on? This must be at. So you get it's $110 to go see Kid Leroy, and you get the ground pass included. Yay! To go watch the doubles and juniors outside. And I think the wheelchair tennis started too. What venue is it? Is it a John Cain Arena? It must be, right? I would love $100 of cheeseburgers. Okay. 4-3. Let's lock back in. As that goes out in the return from Rybakina. 15 love. What Aussie animals scare you the most? Spiders. I'm not a fan of spiders. As that goes out by Rybakina. 30 love. Is it horrible to have no interest in the junior matches? No, it's not. I mean, the junior matches are, most people probably don't tune into those, and that's fine. It's good to kind of maybe jot down who won and who made the finals, just because they might become the next big thing. But no, I don't think you need to study the junior tournaments to if you're ignoring them, it's not a bad thing. It's all right. I mean, a lot of people don't watch the qualies or the challenges or even the first week of a slam. As that goes out by Swiatek, and it's 30-15. All right, 30-15. As with a serve again for Swiatek. As the return goes back to Swiatek. Swiatek in the net. Good return, Rybakina. Okay. 30-0. All right, 30-0. And Swiatek serves a fault, second serve. All right, serve again from Swiatek. Big point coming up. Second serve. Into the front of Rybakina. Oh, the return goes long. Swiatek survives. 40-30. $40-30. All right. Swiatek holds. Good serving. Back to Rybakina. All right, back to Rybakina. This has been a long first set. Couple of breaks here and there. Wim Fizek given some advice for Swiatek. It's only been 40 minutes for this first set so far. All right. Rybakina serves again. Into the back of Swiatek. Return the nets. 15 love. 15 love. Dennis.
No, you didn't. I donate after the first yawn.
Oh, thank you for the $2. All right, return goes in the forehand of Rybakina. That's a winner. 30 love. $30 love. There's a bit of fault second serve. As a return goes the forehand of Rybakina. Forehand from Swiatek. Again, the forehand of Rybakina. Into the slice of Swiatek. Rybakina in control. As she hits the forehand inside out. Swiatek goes down the line. Rybakina goes cross-court with her forehand. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Rybakina back in on the stretch. And then Swiatek goes straight to Rybakina. She puts up a lob. Swiatek smashed straight to Rybakina again, but it's too strong. And Rybakina's slice goes wide. 30-15. All right, 30-15. Rybakina serves again. Fault. Second serve. Tiebreak loading. I don't know. I feel like it might be... Rybakina holds here. It might be Swiatek. Swiatek might have to save a set point or two in the next game. As that goes in the net on the return by Swiatek, and it's 40-15. Also, tomorrow, chat, we don't have any matches to watch during the day. So, tomorrow's a bit of a strange one. We have the night session for the ladies. In fact, we only have one more day session match, and that's when the men play in their first semi-final, which is the Alcaraz-Zverev match. That's the only match during the day. So if you are in Europe, now you just have morning matches, so you don't have to stay up all night. This might be the last time. If you're American or Canadian, yeah, that sucks because now you've got to stay up all night to watch the finals. I mean, the time zone sucks. AO withdrawal incoming? From what? Oh, withdrawals. I thought you meant someone's withdrawing. Nah, look, we're not going to... You don't get the Grand Slam blues after the AO, trust me. Grand Slam blues don't happen after the AO. They happen after Wimbledon and after the US, but they don't happen after the Australian Open because we got so much coming up. It won't even feel like this is the start of the year, and things don't even slow down. Like straight after the AO, we're going to be doing stuff. Like it's going to be nuts. 5-4. Thank God I haven't slept for 2 weeks. Yeah, I feel great. All right, 5-4. 5-4. Yeah, actually, if you're watching the ATP side of things, yeah, next week's going to be pretty boring. But for women's tennis, there's actually some stuff going on next week. I think Abu Dhabi's next week, which is crazy because usually it's a week after. Rybakina is playing next week in Abu Dhabi. She made the final last year, and you got Bencic, you got Eala, you've got Alexandrova, Chen, Krejcikova. So it's actually like for a post-Australian Open, that's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy event. And then on the men's side, you've got Davis Cup. So yeah, and Montpellier. But that's got a bunch of lower ranked players like Mahatch, Griekspoor, Wawrinka, Hurkacz, but not the top dogs. I don't even know if the top dogs are playing Davis Cup. I know Djokovic isn't going to Colombia, or where is he going? Djokovic isn't going to Chile to play, so I'm not sure who's even playing next week for the Davis Cup. I think a lot of players are taking a week off. I think Fonseca might be playing for Brazil, but I don't know. Anyways, 15 love. But yeah, next week we got Abu Dhabi, which is huge. All right, first serve is a fault. Second serve. Serving to the back end of Rybakina. Backing out from Swiatek. Goes long, 15-0. Yeah, like Demon's not playing for the Aussies. It's Vukic, Duckworth, Thompson, Hijikata, Kokonakis. So Demon's not going to Ecuador. Yeah, Zverev's not playing against Peru. The Americans playing? No. Man, Team USA is Quinn, Nava, Ram, Krajicek. So all their top dogs. I mean, Quinn had a good week this week, but yeah, they're playing Hungary, and that's got Marijan, so that's no joke. But America are going in super, super on demand. As the return goes out by Rybakina 30-15. That's crazy. And it's in Hungary on clay, so they're like, yeah, we're not going to... Fritz, Tiafo, Paul, Shelton, Korda, we're all just going to take the week off. We're not going to Hungary to play a clay courts event. And fair enough. I mean, what a strange thing to do, but advantage Hungary. That's the home court advantage, right? Oh, Fonseca's not playing for Brazil. Interesting. All right, 30-15. Is it a 4-4 rally? Now slice from Rybakina. Goes wide, 40-15. So yeah, Canada versus Brazil doesn't have their stars. Who else is there? Croatia, Denmark. That obviously won't have Ruda. Croatia's pretty stacked though. They got a pretty good team. Is Draper playing against Rude? Ooh, maybe. Norway, Great Britain actually kind of fire. Rude versus Draper we could have next week in Norway. We might have to watch that. 40-15. As the return goes out by Rybakina, it's 5-5. Good hold by Swiatek. Did you say Zhang was back and playing? I'm not sure if Zhang is playing next week. So next week there's also a Strava and a tournament in Romania. She's not on the list. Rybakina is playing in Romania next week. But yeah, no, Zhang's not playing next week. But she might be playing in Doha or Dubai. But yeah, not playing next week. Rybakina with an ace. 15 love. When will Holger return? Rybakina's hitting Sabalenka's hitting in the practice one-handed backhands. 30 love. Chat, you know you're the best player on the planet when you're practicing one-handed backhands. Sabalenka is ridiculous. Like, she's just like, yeah. I want to practice my one-hander. Why? It's probably just to loosen up her arm, I know, but still, it's funny just to see, like, oh, yeah, best player on the planet. just practicing a shot she doesn't need. As that goes out by Swiatek, 40 love. She was hitting some decent shots too. It wasn't bad. 40 love. As Rybakina serves again. A fault. Second serve. Swiatek returns back into Rybakina. What a shot down the line by Rybakina. All right, 6-5. Rybakina gets to the 6 first. Can Swiatek force a tiebreak? But yeah, Runa probably, realistically doesn't come back to the end of the year. And Achilles is probably like a 9 to 12 month, if it goes well, right? 9 to 12 month recovery is what, most other sports have, right? Till you're playing competition. You can be walking before that, but to play competitive tennis and change directions, that's going to take more than, it could take more than that. We've had, remember Zverev with his ankle, right? That wasn't even an Achilles, but he was out for, 6 months, 7 months, and then he played a couple of exhibitions and didn't do great. So, yeah. All right, here we go. Swiatek serving to stay in it. By the way, the Australian Open looks empty today. Like I said, everyone's going back to work and school today, so that's when they don't break records on day 11. They might break records for the stadium, but they're not going to break records for the ground. I wonder what the biggest day 11 crowd is. All right, 6-5. Swiatek to get to the tiebreak. Favorite tennis player? I'll draw them for you. Daria Kasatkina. As we return now the back end of Swiatek. Back end now from Rybakina. Swiatek forehand. Into the forehand of Rybakina. Cross court the forehand of Swiatek. Rybakina backhand on the stretch. Sliced. Into the forehand of Swiatek. Rybakina pass. Goes out. 15 love. Love. Serve again for Swiatek. There's a bit of fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the back end of Rybakina. Forehand from Swiatek. That's a great shot. Rybakina puts up a lob. Doesn't make the net. 30 love. Great hitting by Iga Swiatek. $30 love. Serve again. As the return goes to forehand Swiatek. Forehand now from Rybakina. Again, the forehand Swiatek, who goes down the line to the backhand of Rybakina. Swiatek backhand on the stretch. Rybakina. Cross-court forehand. Swiatek hits it wide on her forehand, and it's 30-15. $30-15. As the forehand goes wide. As a bit of serve again, Swiatek. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. As we are backhand now to the front of Rybakina. Rybakina puts it away. 30 all. God, it's been such a tense set. Rybakina trying to jump around and steal this set. The coaches are giving instructions. Swiatek serves. Oh, a fault. She went down the tee, but it went long. Second serve. Serve goes in the corner of Rybakina. Return goes into the corner. Swiatek down the line is good. Up goes a lob by Rybakina. Swiatek lets it bounce. It's a forehand. And it's wide! She sprayed it wide, Swiatek. Oh, man. Swiatek let it bounce and then just hit it completely out. I mean, there was no angle there. That's probably why she couldn't get it. That was a bad error. Set point, Rybakina. 30-40. Serve. Oh, it's another fault, man. Second serve. Second serve. Into the back end of Rybakina. Return goes for Swiatek. That's a winner. Now we get to deuce. All right, Swiatek hangs on. Deuce. All right, back to Swiatek. Serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the front of Rybakina. Return to the front of Swiatek. And Swiatek in the net. Good return, Rybakina. I'll tell you, Swiatek's first serve completely disappeared. I don't know where it's gone in the last, few points when she's needed the most. All right, advantage Rybakina to take the set. Set point number 2. Swiatek serves. A fault. Just missed. Second serve. Again. Second serve. Serving to the backhand of Rybakina. Good return. Swiatek backhand into the backhand of Rybakina. Swiatek backhand again to the backhand of Rybakina. Deep into the backhand of Swiatek. Rybakina again with the backhand. Swiatek on the attack in the nets! And Rybakina steals the set. 7-5. Jeez, that first serve of Swiatek disappeared towards the end of that set. Rybakina steals it. 7-5 in an hour for the first set. Oh. And Rybakina, you wouldn't even know she won the set. She looks bored. She's just so calm. Now, Swiatek's gone to the bathroom to change, but man, God, that service game, man. Missing those serves, especially against Rybakina, who's going to hit a massive return on the second serve anyway. Got to make those serves. All right. First set in the bag. God, that was a tense set. These two ladies do play those kind of sets where no one gets a lead. And Wimfire Z's telling Swiatek, like, you've got more time on the returns than you think. All right, Rybakina 93%. By the way, Rybakina didn't even play that well. Swiatek also could have played better, but 93% of points, first serve points won. Rybakina only got 41% of first serves in though, so her serve isn't even working at full capacity yet. 12 winners, 14 errors from Rybakina, 7 winners and 16 errors from Swiatek. So Iga needs to clean it up a little bit if she's going to make the comeback, but Rybakina's serve could get better. And if that starts to happen, good luck trying to break her. And Rybakina's serving first. So if Rybakina starts serving better and becomes even harder to break, and Swiatek's serving second, that's like 10 times the pressure on Swiatek's serve now. Man. Tight set, definitely looks like it could go 3. I hope so. Am I a New Zealander? No, but I went there once.
Last night, still not over it.
Yeah, look. It sucks, but Demon's still one of the best players in the world. He just can't beat Alcaraz and Sinner right now. She missed so many first serves in that game. Yeah, the first serve let her down. Swiatek's missing Vidorovsky big time. She won Wimbledon without him. I don't think she's missing. I like Swiatek. Unless she starts losing to Rybakina and losing to everybody else in the top 10, I don't think she needs to make a change. Like Swiatek bought on whim, we're guessing, unless she said this, to combat against the big hitters, right? To try and beef her game up so she's a bit more competitive against those big hitters and so she doesn't get, attacked on the serve or anything like that. Cam, you don't look happy when Rybakina wins. Don't I? Her serve is her big weakness against Rybakina. Well, that's what it was before Wim come on. By the way, Rybakina's having a big chat. And I'll tell you this, chat. There's a lot of conversation going on between Rybakina and her coach. And I notice he does this a lot. Especially in when I saw the behind the scenes. He talks a lot. And I know they're trying to discuss tactics, but they're talking as if they lost the set. And that's a little concerning. They're discussing, they're going back and forth as if they need to come back from a set down. But they won the set. She obviously needs to play better. She's not playing as well as she could. She doesn't need to play better, but if Swiatek does, then she will. But I don't know, it's weird to see them having this full in-depth conversation about breaking down what was wrong, and it's but they won the set. So it's really obviously it wasn't perfect. Rybakina didn't feel like it was a good set. Even though she won it. But it is interesting. A lot of conversation going on. Yeah, maybe to keep things going. Yeah, maybe to prevent a letdown. That's fair enough. Job's not done. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Don't talk like you're losing. I mean, by the stats, right? Rybakina didn't play as well as she didn't dominate, right? So I can understand why they were having an in-depth conversation. Because she obviously is not playing as well as she thinks, not as well as she thinks, but even though maybe she felt I won the first set because she missed serve, so I got a little lucky, maybe. Okay. He's naturally very talkative. Yeah, no, I get that. He's a talker, for sure. And it's interesting because, I think if he coached any other player, maybe not any other player, but if he coached a lot of other players, that amount of feedback from your coach after you won a set would get other players would probably think that's really annoying, right? And be like, I just won the first set. Let's not try and, don't give me too much information, to have to process because, and overthink. But Rybakina, she takes it all in her stride, right? She doesn't seem to get overwhelmed by the feedback. He's actually coaching her on the side to do practice serves while Swiatek's gone, which is interesting. And I think, like I said, with Rybakina's serve, she was missing a lot of first serves, mainly because of the sun, I think, in the first couple of games. But they obviously think that's obvious. That's a thing that they should improve because if she gets more first serves in, Swiatek's not going to win this match. Swiatek's camper just yelling encouragement at her as she walks back on court. But yeah, if Rybakina starts getting first serves in, Swiatek better start serving well herself. What's that sound? What sound? It's my dog. Swiatek is not as good as people think she is. Problems with emotions. No, she is. I mean, you don't accidentally win a bunch of Grand Slams. 7-5. The thing with Swiatek is that she just gets overpowered by the likes of Rybakina. Rybakina and Sabalenka and Nisimova. All those power players. Now, Coco is the one that has seemed to figure her out as well, which she's not really on the same level of power as that, but that's more probably a psychological thing at this stage. But yeah, Swiatek feeling like she is vulnerable on the second serve. The Rybakina is this big, scary returning monster, and she is at times. All right, 15 love. Yeah, Swiatek kind of needs Rybakina not to serve better, and then she obviously needs to serve a lot better. And hold her serve as best as she can because this could get ugly if Rybakina starts making first serves and then hitting big returns. And Swiatek return, that's a great shot. That goes out by Rybakina, 15-0. Who's Rybakina's ATP comparison? Her catch? If we're going all round, maybe? Who is it? Hubie? All right, 15-0. And Rybakina serves an ace. Great serve down the tee. Best server in the world. 30-15. 5 aces for today. Berrettini? Zverev? Maybe Rybakina and Zverev. Zverev's not as aggressive, but yeah, maybe Zverev and Rybakina are similar. Zverev serve from yesterday definitely. No, that was a huge shot. 40-15. Swiatek misses the return. First game of the second. Return. Goes in the backhand of Rybakina. Rybakina hits it long. Uh, 40-30. As Rybakina with a big serve. And she takes the lead. Rybakina's forehand can break down like Zverev's as well. Okay. Zverev makes more sense than Berrettini, actually. Yeah, I think, Zverev is probably the ATP equivalent of Rybakina. Okay, back to Swiatek. Now, this is where Swiatek's still serving in the sun, but this is the most important game of the match for Swiatek, and it could turn ugly if she gets broken here. She serves another fault. Second serve. Double fault. First double fault of Swiatek's day. Oof. First double fault of the day. Another fault. Linda.
Rocket Rybakina and Super Sabalenka women's final.
That'd be a fun final. Swiatek hits that one wide on the backhand. Thank you for the $2. And love 30. Love 30. Rybakina to get that early break. Serve is a fault again. I don't think she's hit a first serve in Swiatek. She slaps herself on the leg. She knows it. I don't think Swiatek has hit a first serve in about 6 or 7 points. Second serve. Into the backhand of Rybakina. Return goes forward to Swiatek, who shanks it into the backhand of Rybakina. Swiatek backhand again to the forehand of Rybakina. Into the forehand of Swiatek on the stretch. Rybakina in control. She goes cross-court with the backhand. Swiatek gets it. Rybakina backhand again. Swiatek gets it. Again to the backhand of Rybakina, who hits a winner down the line. Love 40. Rybakina to get the break. Man. Like, you can just tell that every time Swiatek misses a serve, she's like, well, great, now Rybakina is going to hit a return winner. Like, that's what she thinks, right? That's where she's at. She's like, oh, great. I've missed my first serve. I basically lose the point. There's been a first serve, and the Rybakina return goes in anyway. I mean, she hits the first serve in, and Rybakina hits a winner. I mean, that does not help. That hurts a lot. Rybakina with a set and a break. Like now, like if Swiatek was pissed before, I can't imagine. Like now she's got to be like, well, now I can't even get first serve in win. Like first serves don't even work. Swiatek has to break back straight away. Otherwise, this could be a 6-1. All right, 2-love. All right, if Swiatek gets a good return, love 15. Rybakina serves again. Is it a fault second serve? Second serve. Into the back of Swiatek, but it's a let. All right. As Rybakina, too strong, 15-0. By the way, chat, just out of curiosity, what's Rybakina and Anisimova look like? Have we seen that recently? Oh, we saw it at the WTA finals and Rybakina smoked her, but that was the first match of the group stage. So that was like when and everybody the pressure that Anisimova felt probably got to her, but semi-final Grand Slam between you got Sabalenka, Rybakina, and Anisimova in those semis. That's a hard-hitting group of semifinals. They also played Junior French Open back in 2017, and Rybakina won that as well. So interesting. Also, Rybakina Pegula is a great matchup too. That we've seen them play some epics over the time, and that's if Swiatek doesn't get back here. 15:30, chance to get a break point. Rybakina served a double fault. She serves out wide, a fault again. Second serve. Second serve. The backhand of Swiatek. Backhand of Rybakina. Goes behind Swiatek for a winner. Too good. 30-0. Now, chat, would it not be a good idea maybe for Swiatek against these big hitters to incorporate the slice? Would that not be an interesting idea? That's a slice back, but it's really loopy. And then Rybakina puts it away. Because I'm just thinking, how did Barty compete with these players, right? She was so good against Sabalenka and Rybakina. I know they're better now, but she was able to compete with them. And maybe a slice, a good slice, that's low on Rybakina might be awkward, especially on the forehand. A low slice on the forehand where Rybakina might have to hit the ball up rather than hit it flat. As Rybakina serves an ace, 3-love. Swiatek's tactic of trying to hit with the big hitters is not a good idea, right? That's hitting with the big hitters. You're not going to out hit them, right? And I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about in the future, right? How does Swiatek compete with them? What could she do if plan A doesn't work, right? Would slicing the return low against these big hitters make a difference? As always in the match against Swiatek, a double break is essential. Well, Rybakina is starting to serve a little better, so needs a bit more variety. Well, I think Coco's such probably an interesting. She hasn't played Rybakina much, but against Sabalenka, right? Gauff, even Pegula today. Swiatek loses this match. If Pegula beats Anisimova, Swiatek should take some notes from Pegula, because Pegula, even though she doesn't have those big weapons, she doesn't have a big serve, right? She has a solid game. Swiatek might be able to learn a thing or two if Pegula wins today, to figure out, okay, well, how does she do it? Because it's not like Swiatek's not quick, but she could replicate some more of what Pegula and Gauff do against these big players. If she loses this match, which is still ongoing. All right, 3-love. Swiatek serves. A fault. Oh, no, it was a let. It hit the tape twice and went over. All right, Swiatek serves again. Also, Swiatek with a drop shot. I think that's such an underused tactic for her. Ace down the tee. 15-love. Something that she could. She's a clay quarter, right? That's how she started her best results are on clay. A drop shot would just be so. I don't know why Swiatek has never incorporated the drop shot as a game plan. Because like a drop shot against Rybakina, make her come to the net, make her run. And then hit a passing shot. Like, draw Rybakina to the net. She can't volley as well as some players can. Why not bring Rybakina in and then pass her? You know? Rather than trying to go backhand to backhand with her where Rybakina is just solid. Except for that one where she hit in the net, 30 love. Like, the variety that Swiatek could bring into her game would be a better plan than trying to hit with Rybakina or Sabalenka or Anisimova. All right, 30 love. Swiatek serves. A fault. Second serve. It's not over yet. That's right. But breaking Rybakina is going to be a big ask. As Swiatek gets it out, 30-15. As we return now from Rybakina goes long. $40-15. Serve out wise and ace. All right. Swiatek on the board. Pardon me. Swiatek's got 3 chances to try and break. She's got to break one of the next 3 games. And that's if she holds. Hey, thank you, Ben. Appreciate it. All right, 3-1. Rybakina. I've heard nothing from Fizette. He just sits there in silence. No, he was giving her instructions about not to fear the return as much as she seems to be. He definitely has been giving instructions. All right, this is important for both players here. Rybakina trying to keep her lead. Backhand return, the forehand of Rybakina. Rybakina hits it long, love 15. Now, chat, I'm trying to remember. I know that it happened against Alexandra Eala in Seoul when Swiatek came back from the dead. But has she come back from the dead against someone like... I can't remember if there's been a match lately where Swiatek's come back from the dead against a top 10 player. Or like a top 5 player. Swiatek, love 30 with a big fist bump. Like, when was the last time Swiatek was in this position and won? I'm sure it has happened. She's, played a lot of matches. I'm trying to remember. All right. Love 30 as Rybakina serves an ace. 15-30. Last time she came back from a set and a breakdown was Rybakina at the French Open last year. That's true. I forgot about that. Yes. She did, didn't she? Yes. That's good. That's a good thing for Swiatek. It means that, hey, I've come back from a situation similar before against this person. Yeah, right. She did, didn't she? All right, return goes in. The backhand of Rybakina. Swiatek backhand. Down the line. And Rybakina goes again. The backhand of Swiatek. Oh, Swiatek hits it wide. Gosh, she just rushed the backhand. 30-all. Also, that's another thing. Incorporating a slice for Swiatek would just slow things down. Because it does feel like when she's playing in this situation against these type of players, everything seems to be going so quick. She seems like she's rushed, which she is because those players hit hard. Like hitting a slice in that situation would just slow the rally down again. And rather than just trying to slap a win across court, error, right? Another ace, that's just too good. 2 aces in the game from love 30 down. 20 pressure points won by Rybakina. Hitting that slice backhand deep and slow the rally back down so you can recover rather than trying to like panic hit a backhand, right? I feel like that would just be such an interesting option. Forehand Rybakina, that's a good shot. Swiatek puts up a lob. In comes Rybakina with a forehand. Swiatek gets it back. Rybakina again to the forehand. Swiatek down the line at the back of Rybakina. Swiatek backhand down the line. Winner. That's a great shot. All right, deuce. Here is Swiatek's opportunity. She rushes and panics a lot when she's down. Yeah. I mean, that was the perfect rally. That was played properly, that rally. All right, we get to deuce. Another ace. God, Rybakina's finding her serve. Did I not say that was going to be dangerous if that happened? 3 aces in this game. Swiatek's starting to talk to herself. Advantage Rybakina. I think that's just too good. I mean, you can't really do much about that. The best serve in the world hitting aces when they need another ace. 4 aces in the game. I mean, that's just, you can't, like, there's nothing. Swiatek can't do anything about that. Like, there's no need to get angry at yourself for that because you just got ace 4 times by the best server in the world when that player needed it the most. Like, that's too good. You just got to forget that happened and try and win the next game. Like, you just got to let that slide. Like, you're up love 30, but Rybakina just went, I have the best serve, in the world. So, yeah, that's what Zverev was doing to Tien. Exactly. How many aces already this year? I don't know. But she hit 4 aces in that game, so. Swiatek's really frustrated. Yeah. But look, it's only 1 break. And there's still plenty of match to go. But again, Swiatek must hold serve. Who's a better server, Sabalenka or Rybakina? Rybakina. Rybakina is the best server in the world. Like, Sabalenka's got a great serve, which 4 years ago, who thought we'd say that? But, she's got a great serve. She wouldn't be the best player if she wouldn't be number 1 if she wasn't, right? But Rybakina's got the best serve in the world. Like, it produces the most aces. She hit over 500. She only hit 222 double faults. She wins 75% of first serve points when that first serve goes in. She won 82 last year, 82% of service games, which was better than no one else in the top 20 of ace count last year. No one else served 1 more service games than Rybakina. She also saved 65% of break points, which a lot of other players in the similar. I mean, Sabalenka wins 77% of service games and saves 65 as well. But I mean, yeah, Rybakina by far is the best server in the world. We could say one of the best servers of all time. Second player to get 500 aces in a season. 15-0. I think Sabalenka, I think I just read 300 aces last year. But Sabalenka, I mean, her serve is to start the rally. It's not the shot, right? It's just the starting shot for the ground strokes. And her return, Sabalenka's return is the weapon, right? And also the intimidation that she brings is a weapon. Winner by Rybakina, 15-30. This is very dangerous now. Swiatek needs some aces of her own. Swiatek serves. Into the back of Rybakina. Swiatek gets it back. I don't know what happened there. Swiatek hit it wide, but she was flat-footed. Rybakina hit it straight back down the middle. Swiatek just stood there for a second and then reacted. Swiatek's feet are stuck to the ground. 15-40. For the double break, Rybakina. And to take her spot in the semifinals if she can hold serve in the next game. Swiatek serves. A fault. Second serve. Ooh, into the back of Rybakina. Forehand Swiatek. Rybakina making Swiatek run. As Rybakina again. Oh, it's in! What? Swiatek's like, how is that in? Swiatek's like, that was wide. How did that go in? It was in by this much. And Swiatek's like, are you kidding me? Ridiculous backhand winner by Rybakina. And Swiatek's like, there's no way that was in. Hawkeye said, yes way. What can you do? Yeah, it was in on the replay. Like even the not the Hawkeye replay, but the replay. You could tell that it hit the line. Great shot. Now she's going to serve for the match. As Swiatek returns one in anger. And then a backhand cross court. Rybakina gets it back. Swiatek hitting in frustration at the moment. Forward rally. Swiatek goes down the line. Backhand Rybakina. Swiatek gets it. Rybakina slice. Swiatek gets it. Cross court winner. There you go. I think that's the first time Rybakina has come to the net. And Swiatek wins the point. Like, Swiatek hits a passing shot that's too strong for Rybakina. That might have been the first volley attempt that Rybakina's hit all day. But it's too late. It feels too late. Love 15. All right, first serve, the fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand, Swiatek, return the nets. 15-0. Yeah, I think Swiatek needs to bring variety. I think that's the missing piece. Yeah, her serve does get attacked, and she's worked on that for the last 12 to 18 months, trying to make it beefier, but I reckon she just needs trying to hit with Rybakina doesn't work. As she hits it out 30-15. Like, obviously go for the shots when you've set them up, but I don't know, just a slice. Bring in the slice. I mean, look at Sabalenka. She can hit all the balls as hard as she wants, yet she is still coming to the net, hitting drop shots. Like, she's evolving her game with that slice as well, right? I mean, Sabalenka is able to do that, and she's the best in the world and doesn't have to do it, you know? Match points, Rybakina. And this second set has gone the way of the serve. Rybakina started to make them, and things started to get ugly. All right, 40-15. Match points for Rybakina to make the semis. She serves. An ace to finish. That is classic. Rybakina wins. And just sort of a little, I did it. And Swiatek just got overpowered in the end. First set was competitive. But Rybakina, once she got that serve working, it wasn't coming back. Rybakina's into the semis again. Another semi of a slam. There you go. There we go. And who's she going to play? Pegula or Anisimova? That is who we're going to find out. By the way, to the guy in the chat that's like, Swiatek will cry, Swiatek will cry. Why do you like watching people cry? That's so weird. You need to get outside off the internet. I think you've had enough for today. Rybakina is unstoppable. I'll tell you, in the next round, Rybakina versus either Anisimova or Pegula, both great matches. If she's serving like that, Rybakina, I mean, we know she can win slams, right? All right. But yeah, that serve. Once she got that first serve in, like we said after the first set, she wasn't serving that well, and she still won, right? It's crazy. No career slam. Next year. Swiatek will win the career slam, don't you worry. She will win the Australian Open. Eventually. Rybakina is my favorite player since Monica Seles. Nice. Rybakina still hasn't lost a set? Crazy. Weston, you must be loving it. Great match from Rybakina. I think Swiatek should have made it more competitive. Yeah, I think today just showed that, like, look, I don't think she should get rid of Wim Fizet at all. I think he's been a great addition. She wouldn't have won Wimbledon without him, but I just think her lack of variety, trying to out-hit Rybakina, trying to be like one of those players. Swiatek's best tennis was when she was playing, like, winning the French Opens and she was dominating on the circuit. It wasn't because she was hitting flat serve winner, like, she wasn't hitting massively. She was hitting into the corners precisely with a lot of, like, she was like grip and rip, right? She was ripping the ball. It wasn't about hitting the ball flat and trying to hit winners off both sides. It was about working the player. Like, I missed that topspin forehand by Swiatek that just got players like, it's like Casper Ruud's forehand, right? Just ripping it and getting players like off the court, and throwing them into the stands by ripping angles. That's what I want to see from Swiatek. I want her to come back to that. Because, they like trying to hit with the big hitters, it's too much of a risk, it feels too risky. I like it better when she was hitting the spots and going in the corners and really just, playing that game. Go get the trophy now, Rybakina. And she's into the semis again. But she hasn't got an easy opponent in the next round. She's got a very tricky opponent. We're going to watch who that opponent is going to be, because Anisimova Pegula is coming up next. So jump on over here, talk amongst yourselves, and we'll find out who Rybakina will play in the semis. But man, she, first set, Swiatek had, didn't really have a chance to win the first set, but she was in the set. And then the second set, Rybakina just started. I mean, she served 4 aces in the game. I mean, Rybakina's serve just came to life. And once that happens, nobody's safe. 7-5-6-1. Rybakina gets the win. She's into the semis again. Swiatek will be going to the Middle East to play Doha and Dubai, try and defend those titles, or win those titles again. But Rybakina wins. She's in the semis.